Hello, dear soul, and welcome to the Lightbearer's Library. In today's journal entry, I wanted to talk about what I'm currently feeling. I guess because that's what the Lightbearer's Library is my journals. And today I thought I had a topic that I was going to talk about, and then I've just been feeling the last few days like, what is the point of life? It's been feeling rather dark inside. And I think part of that is a lack of sleep. And also here in southern Alberta, there's been a lot of intense, like, is it barometric pressure and like electricity in the air, which really affects my body. So I get like headaches and my body is all tense. And so I think the physical things can play with our minds. I heard the other day that something like 3 days lack of sleep or some, lack of sleep can really make people take on like psychological craziness. So I need to just remember that there are physical things that my body is going through and to not take them so seriously in my mind. So if you're also dealing with some negative thoughts, potentially one of those things you can look at is, am I drinking enough water? Have I had enough sleep? Do I need to eat some wholesome food? Do I need some exercise? Do I need to go outside? Do I need to get some sunlight? Do I need to I think that there's so many questions we can ask ourselves, just making our physical body calmer. And because when our body's not feeling well, it of course agitates our mind, and then our mind is like looking for problems about what's happening, like big existential problems, which exist. They're there. Like, why are we here? What am I meant to be doing? What's the meaning of life? And those are all really great questions. But I think it's good to remind ourselves that, we need to look after our bodies, because if our bodies are calm and in a state of well-being, then our minds are more likely to be in a state of well-being as well. And then we can more calmly approach the existential questions. So this has been a really great reminder to me that my feeling of what is the point of me being here? Why should I even continue living? Those thoughts have been crossing my mind today of like, honestly, I don't know why I'm here. And I think, because I've been exploring the Christian story the last number of years, it's like the Christian story says, pick up your cross and basically suffer, and it'll be better when you die. Great. I don't know about that answer. So I think I was talking with my husband this morning about it, and he asked me what's wrong, and I'm like, it's best not to even talk about it. Right? Like if I talk about it, I feel like then it becomes kind of more real. But I did talk to him about it. I was like, I just don't know what the point is. And I think in Japan they talk about the idea of Ikigai, which is about, I'm not even gonna try and give you the overview of what it is, but it's the idea is that we find that thing that we're here to do, and it keeps us going every day, that we wake up in the morning with purpose. I guess it's akin to purpose and finding your purpose. And I spent a lot of my life searching and looking, and I thought I had arrived at an answer, but I'm still back to the same question of like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's frankly exhausting. But I do think that it's worth, and the reason he brought it up, my husband brought it up, was saying like, he's like, I think that's the point of life, is to find that purpose, is to find that Ikigai, to find that thing that we get out of bed in the morning for. And, I think a lot of people, their kids are potentially their Ikigai, right? They've got to get up every day to feed them and get them to school, or, whatever, work so they can put food on the table. And it's kind of like there's a mission there. And I think that's wonderful. And oftentimes, like, I feel like I wish that I had that in my life. But it's not like a really great, far future oriented goal. Kids grow up, they leave, they move countries, they whatever, they disown their parents, and at some point that shifts, and then parents are left wondering, okay, now what's the point of my life? So I think at some point we all kind of need to face that. And yeah. So that's just kind of what I've been thinking about today. Well, trying to avoid thinking about, just kind of swimming in it. Of like, why am I here? What's the point of doing any of it? What's the point of... And my current point, here's the current point of making food, of keeping the house clean, of showing up here is for my husband currently. That's like, I don't think I'd be eating very well if he wasn't here to like, I need to make sure I feed him, It's like, okay, that's a good thing. I think he gets up for coffee and his books. But I think that's something worth holding on to, at least while we keep looking for our purpose, our Ikigai. So I would love for you, if you've been struggling with these things, I think we all do at some point in our life, come to wonder. It's like, what are those small things? Well, two things I'd like us all to ponder is like, what in our physical body is going on, that might be bringing us to a place of mental anguish and existential like questioning. And so what are those things in your body that potentially you need to look after, like drinking more water? I've been really trying to do that. And then the second thing to ponder and think about is, what are the little things in your life that bring you joy? I know for me, I eat like a little piece of chocolate every night, and I just look forward to that every night. And my husband bakes like cinnamon banana bread, and so I look forward to that every day. And yeah, some days I don't know. I think also there's something in dreaming of the things that we might want in the future. And I find that hard sometimes because I get stuck in the here and now with what is, and not wanting to be in the what is, but not really having a vision of what it is that I want my life to look like. So yeah, what are the small things in your life that, anchor you into every day that you look forward to? So those are my thoughts for today. I hope you are doing well, and if you have a purpose, also please maybe let me know what your purpose is. And I guess on that note, what I've always kind of clung to throughout my life is a mission statement, purpose statement, mission statement that at one point I wrote out in my 20s. I think it was like, to inspire others and to be inspired by others. So I think maybe I need to go looking for some inspiration today. But anyway, I hope that this finds you well, and I wish you many blessings. Signing off for now, XOXO, Kate.